Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So today I actually wanted to make a little video for twin flames on how to avoid repetitive cycles and stop yourself from looping on your twin flame journey. Now, what are repeating cycles? It's basically your ability to not choose anything different. And this happens on the twin flame journey because you are so fixated on the romantic aspect that you're willing to wait around for that once in a lifetime sort of love that you think only your twin can give you. So what happens? You sit there, you wait, you maybe even try to figure out the journey, but you fail to implement it so that it can actually bring you some results. Now, if you take a look at what does it mean to shift into a different reality, shift into a higher or lower timeline, really all we're talking about here is your ability to choose differently so that you can experience a different reality for yourself. However, you keep repeating that same cycle with your twin because you're failing to choose a different reality based on different actions towards your twin and towards your journey. Now, let me give you a little analogy. Let's say that you were taking train A, and that's something that you do for every single day of your life. You love this train A. It takes you from your point A to point B that you are so very comfortable with, so very much aware of, that you get on at the same station every time and you get off at the same station once again every time. Now, what this does is because you're either too comfortable to only take train A, you are, resisting to change or make any sort of changes because you're fearful of the unknown, or simply you kind of know about other trains that exist out there, but you just don't want to make that shift because you're kind of too comfortable doing what you're doing. So overall, you are not willing to have another experience other than this train A. Regardless of how many other trains are out there, you're good. You're good with sticking to train A. Now, if you fail to make any changes and you keep traveling on train A, how do you expect to meet somebody who might be on train B? And possibly the only way for you two to connect is when train A and train B intersect. You both come off the station and finally come to meet each other. So what is happening there? You are so reliant on the information that's known to you that you're not willing to experience something different. Your twin flame journey is kind of the same way. You and your twin are traveling on these trains almost, and at some point you are supposed to come together. However, there's certain actions you need to take in order for that union to actually take place. But if you, being the main person that's supposed to make this happen, which is the chaser in the connection, doesn't come off of train A when they're supposed to, you'll just keep running in parallels with your twin and never really unite. So really think about what it means on your journey. If nothing has shifted for a year, 2 years, 3 years, what are you doing? Where are you missing that station, that connection that you're unable to unite with your twin? Now, let's be honest, the twin flame journey gives you a lot of signs, guidance, and synchronicities to really follow along your path. But sometimes we are unaware, sometimes we don't know what to do with that information. However, what really happens on this journey is you come to a point of repeating the same cycle over and over with your twin, when really you're just playing tag, you're it, with your twin, and you get to a point where you are very frustrated with what is going on. Why is this not shifting? Why is this not changing? I know they're my twin. I know we're supposed to be in union. Why are we unable to come together? And it's really when you get frustrated on this journey that it kind of clicks in terms of what you're supposed to do. There are very few twins that get it right that first time to really understand what they're supposed to do, have access to that information that they're able to really implement right away. Even with the signs and synchronicities, sometimes you are not able to make sense of what's happening. However, when you are ready to level up, it is a very easy journey in terms of, I shouldn't say easy, there's a lot of things that need to happen. However, it's simple. What you are required to do as a chaser in the twin flame dynamic is really simple in terms of the steps you need to follow, the experiences that you need to overcome, and you will get there regardless. But sometimes it takes a while to really understand that you need to step away from the romance of this connection and really start putting in that inner work, which is going to help you unite with your twin flame. And so what you want to be doing is, in terms of breaking these repeating cycles, is really become cognizant about what are the patterns. Every time that they come in to speak to you, are you chasing after them again, and then waiting for the next time that conversation takes place again? If that is the case, you need to withdraw all of that energy back to yourself so you can make different choices, different decisions, and ultimately choose a different reality for yourself. You have to keep reminding yourself that this is a journey that is about your own self-transformation and has very little to do with your twin in terms of you coming into union with your twin. Yes, eventually that will happen, but there is a lot of soul growth, that evolution that you need to come into before that can take place. The more you can take that attention off of your twin, focus it back onto you. Being on that train A is more about not just uniting with your twin eventually at some station, but it's really about you being able to understand that you need to get off that train, not for them, but for your own self, so that you can experience a different reality, so that you can learn the bigger world that's out there, so you can really come into terms with what's really meant for you in this lifetime, for you to step into your purpose. And all of that really is a core part of your journey before you unite with your twin. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope this was helpful. God bless.